we can get comfortable in our routines. Kind of go through the motions, read the words on the page, say the prayer, because that's what we do, so we just kind of take it for granted. But every once in a while, if we stop and take a look at those routines and reflect on them, a layer of meaning bursts out of the particular action or the particular words that maybe we didn't see before. But take a look at pages 258 and 259. There are two prayers that are part of our routine on Friday evenings, the prayer for America and the prayer for Israel. The significance of those two prayers on two pages facing each other becomes particularly powerful at the end of these 2 weeks. Because last week we had Yom HaShoah, thousands of kids marching with Israeli flags draped over their shoulders in Poland on the March of the Living, sirens wailing in Israel, cars stop and people step out of their cars. In the States, there are services at Holocaust memorials. And then a few days later, it's Yom HaZikaron, remembering Israel's fallen in her wars. A siren sounds again in Israel. The cars stop on the road. People get out and they stand next to the cars. Siren ends. They go about their day with a tear. Few in Israel don't know someone who experienced a loss in a war. Next day in Israel, it's Yom HaAtzmaut, Israel Independence Day. And what's unique about Yom HaAtzmaut is not that Israel celebrates Yom HaAtzmaut. What's unique about Yom HaAtzmaut is that Jews in America celebrate Yom HaAtzmaut. What's unique about Yom HaAtzmaut is, I think, as far as I know, we are the only religious group that celebrates the independence of a nation as if it's a religious holiday, that celebrates the independence of a nation as if it's our own. And then we're the only religious group that also celebrates the independence of another nation because it's our own, July 4th. So we essentially have 2 days of independence that are powerfully significant. And what those two celebrations of Atzmaut, of independence, represent, I think, are two great experiments in the history of humankind. The first one, but not the oldest, is American independence. The type of American democracy that the world has never seen, a type of a democracy where people can come from all nations and claim it as their own, the great mixing bowl. And then in Israel, there's another Atzmaut and independence. This is another great experiment of Jewish democracy. The world has never experienced a Jewish democracy before. So what we have are these two great experiments in democracy that we both get to celebrate because they are our own. So to me, that represents, in so many ways, the significance of these two prayers on these 2 pages. And here's the other feature of both of these great democracies. They're both still evolving. They both have not yet written the final chapter. They both have not yet reached the place where they need to be to truly realize the dreams that the founders have had for each of them. There's still work to be done, and that's where I think a particular passage in the prayer for Israel is deeply significant. Now, it's unfortunate because it's not translated in your book, so I'm going to do it for you. The words are Reshit Smichat Geulatenu. Reshit comes from the first word of the Hebrew Bible, Bereshit, the beginning. The beginning of the flowering or the blossoming of our redemption. So here in the prayer for Israel, Jews say that Israel is not the end of our redemption, not the fulfillment of our hope, not the culmination of our redemption, but the Jews say it's the beginning of our redemption. In other words, we have work to do. And I think that image, that vision, shines on the other side of the page, which is that America is also an evolving nation. And we as Jews now have a commitment to both of these great experiments in human democracy. And what we own, what we possess, is the capacity to build both of them. And that's an astounding responsibility, and it's an astounding opportunity. Because if we're truly committed to both, and we truly live our lives committed to both, we have the opportunity to make a difference in both. And so when we recite these 2 prayers, when we recite them together, they for us have a power that they have for no other people. A power for us to provide a beacon of light and hope and possibility and a belief in a world that is still flowering, a belief in a world that is still yet to be redeemed, but a belief in the capacity of human beings to work together to achieve that redemption. So they are powerful messages of hope, and they appear on facing pages in our own prayer book.